the upper elite family, and he's very articulate. At the same time, we don't know how strong his power base is. But at the same time, I mean, given the very deep schism in the Thai public, I mean, it's very difficult to imagine him addressing these questions, I mean, national question of national reconciliation in a fundamental way and achieve. I mean, but we have to be open about his capability, and certainly I hope that he can meet the challenge.
Why is former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra still so popular 2 years after being ousted from office?
I mean, I certainly wouldn't say that Mr. Thaksin is a true Democrat, while all these people, including Mr. Abhisit, who are now in power, are anti-democrat. But at the same time, it is a fact that Mr. Thaksin provided minimum safety net to those people in the provinces, especially those people who are poor and therefore could not afford to get their decent medical service. And so, I mean, naturally those people understand what Mr. Thaksin did for them, and therefore they support him.
Do you think he plans to come back into the political arena of Thailand?
I certainly think that he hopes to come back at some point. But of course, it is not something he can dictate. It depends on the political conditions under which he may be allowed to play any role. And at least for now, I just don't see those conditions in place.
How is the public viewing the current political turmoil? Of course, from different positions in their in society, I'm sure, but...
If I can tell anything from my own sort of conversations with my friends, as well as the kind of people I encounter in Thailand, many people, in fact, are quite dismayed at the current mess, as the king said. And also, actually, many people are dismayed by PAD, who, despite its name democracy, is not democratic at all.
Why is the king keeping quiet at this time?
I mean, of course, we don't know. I mean, it is something only the the king knows. At least I can say that the king wasn't, and I think isn't, above politics. He is doing his own way of intervention. And I think that given the fact that this is already an open secret for Thai people, and that evidence is, on the one hand, those people wearing red, clearly saying that we are the nation with or without the monarchy, then even King's message wouldn't be enough to solve the current national division.
And yet, his power or his support is still very strong as well.
Oh, yeah, I mean, certainly he's very much respected and revered. And in a sense, that is a problem. Because, I mean, in the past, he made a number of interventions, and many people remember that he intervened, for example, in 1992, to achieve democracy in Thailand. And therefore, many people certainly hope him to make intervention in politics for the sake of Thai nation. But at the same time, actually, that kind of expectation defines the rule of the game. And that is a problem. I mean, especially when people think that, at the last moment, the king would intervene for us. Then, all these people wouldn't act with their own responsibility. And that, I think, undermines the very basic foundation of Thai democracy.
What then is needed to stabilize Thailand's political state?
I mean, what is most needed, of course, is time to heal the current division and to make people realize that this kind of national division is very harmful to all the people in Thailand as well as beyond. But at the same time, I would say that it is very important for especially Thai elite to realize that it is their own responsibility to make Thai democracy work. And therefore, in that sense, time as well as the sense of their own responsibility are two crucial factors for achieving Thai political stability and national reconciliation.
Professor, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Takashi Shiraishi, Vice President of the National Graduate Institute for Policy Studies in Tokyo, speaking to NHK World's Minori Takao. Mangroves are found along the coasts of tropical countries, serving as a breakwater against typhoons and high waves. 40% of the plants are in Asia, but their numbers are declining.